2022 on EA Sports. And today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Bengals and the Birds, and it's coming up next.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying, "Fly, Eagles, fly," as they get ready to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. On first down, it's Cunningham. That's complete to his running back, Carter. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Off play action, it's Cunningham. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. A yard in the wrong direction. Makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside. And they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Here's Cunningham. Got his man over the middle. This is quick. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Second and 2. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, "I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over."
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Cunningham. It's caught by Jackson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now Cunningham. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Cunningham to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. He'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's 3rd down. A play fake. Now Cunningham. Looking deep downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia. From the right hash, this from 48. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get it a little bit closer for a short field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard.
The game plan, I think, is pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
On 1st down, Esiason. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. After 1 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. Now Esiason on second down. Throwing left side, it's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big time.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get...
After review of play, ruling on the field is reversed.
Winds up a very good call there defensively to challenge that one, as that now will wind up an incomplete pass. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Esiason. And that is incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just lock one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Now, after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Second and 11. Cunningham. Over the middle, complete. That's Jackson. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Cunningham looking to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And his first carry, he loses the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Well, he's he's not the starter coming in, getting his first carry off the bench, that's not the way to earn more carries.
You have to stay in the game, even if you're not on the field, right? Stay mentally sharp, stay ready, and above all, when you get into the game, hold on to the football. Don't let the other team have it.
Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. He's got quick. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
On 2nd down, here's Cunningham. Right side caught by Jackson. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. Well, I know defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited about what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down here.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Cunningham. Escaping, fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out, and the Bengals grab it. He's got the lane, and there he goes. He's at the 40, 10, and this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
Now the try here for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play.
You're knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead, you cough it up and watch them take it the rest of the way to the opposite end zone. That's a 2-score swing that you just gave up.
And to give this time to the tailback.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Cunningham. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. 1 carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball, got a full game ahead of him, hand it to him again, see if they can start to produce.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So another.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
55 is mine, guys. 55.
Here's Cunningham from the gun. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. This is caught, and just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. That'll bring bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Great footwork there, Charles, to dot the I, stay in bounds, get both feet in. He's probably thinking, though, man, I made a catch like that close to the end zone. I should have scored.
Yeah, there's always a regret when you're that close to the goal line. But let's go back to what you talked about before. Getting his feet down. Would you say dotting the I? I can cross the T as well. That was excellent footwork to get in bounds and make a great catch.
2nd and goal from the 1. Looking to throw. Cunningham. And it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the Bengals are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. On 2nd down, here's Esiason. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st and 10, it's Esiason. He's going deep for Brown. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
I'm really not sure what was more impressive about that throw. Was it the distance traveled or the accuracy involved? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, when you're trying to hit a guy in stride that far downfield, there's nothing easy about it, but he sure made it look easy there.
Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. From the gun, Esiason. He's got it. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. So we've reached half. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. Jennings now on the return. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Bengal offense ready to go here to start the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll get this. 34 now. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Esiason. Got his man complete over the middle. It's McGee. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Well, that was a fun little launch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's got this down to the 35.
Let's go!
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Throwing on first down. Esiason. He finds his man complete. That's McGee. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Looking to throw on second down. Esiason got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles 16.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Let's go!
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. And he'll give it here to his running back. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Second and 14. Looking to throw. Esiason under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Now the Bengals will settle for 3 as the field goal unit comes on here. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Cunningham. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
To throw on second down, Cunningham. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
Here we go.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
55,
Looking to throw. Cunningham. He's going to look deep down the field. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. 55 yards. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth. Here coming up. And an important one that is, as we are tied now early in this fourth quarter. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Taken at the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return. An Eagle touchdown. Well, that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance in the turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
Extra point forthcoming. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. First down. Esiason. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Let's rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
Now he dumps this off over the middle, and this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Esiason, and he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Esiason got him in. It's Brown. His 2nd catch. This one not quite as dynamic as his first. And it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll look to throw again. He finds his man complete. That's McGee. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 20-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a one-score game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's 2nd down. And now White. Not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. We'll check on his status when we get back. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. An incompletion, now a short pickup. That's not going to do it.
Yeah, you got to get to the line of scrimmage quickly, get set up, and aim downfield.
Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. Back to throw. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. A 10-play drive that time, and it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. (17-17) the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Cunningham. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. who's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Jackson with a catch. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
I think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw again. Jackson's got it over the middle. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Here's 2nd and a yard. Out of the gun here, it's Cunningham. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they will get another first down here up near midfield. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's Cunningham. Here we go. This to avoid overtime. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
So teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
There's certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now, because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmys and the Joes.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
2nd and 12. And he'll give it here to his running back. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Yeah, baby! Yeah!
In need of a 3rd and 10 conversion to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Looking to throw. Cunningham. He's going to air one out. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And the Bengals are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime.
A cross-exception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
Ready to go on offense. Part 1 is done, now part 2. On 1st down, it's Woods. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
To throw on 2nd down. Esiason. This will be caught by Brown. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? On 1st and 10, Esiason. He's going deep for Brown. That's caught at the 25. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line.
In this situation, they executed it calmly, and they really got it done.
And now they're set up in prime position. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. Feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness Hurts the guys at the concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean, this game was dramatic all the way through. That's why we got to overtime. And then to go ahead and finish it this way, the fans streaming out unhappy. But the team that came in here and won this one on the